Carlos Ghosn, heard of him? Auto engineer, CEO type. Somehow or another, this French Brazilian ended up being the CEO of Renault in France, as well as Nissan in Japan, as well as Mitsubishi Motors. Quite a complex structure. He was a corporate titan of note, known for traveling over 250,000 kilometers a year in his corporate jet. But it turns out he might have overstretched the limits a little bit in terms of corporate benefits. Yes, the company maintains six different homes for him around the world.
Wow.
Paid him lots and lots of dollars.
Must be nice.
But along the way, a little bit extra here, a little bit extra there. And it appears that the board of Nissan in Japan turned against him and somehow have conspired to have him locked up in a Japanese jail. And he's been fired. Now, those of you who are Ghosn supporters out there will just say, listen, it's all about the Japanese not wanting to allow the merger of those entities, which would give the French too much power. But here are photos of Ghosn's wedding to his second wife in 2016, where he rented out the Versailles Palace in France and got everybody to dress up like Marie Antoinette.
Wow.
And unfortunately, they have an email of his between him and a financial underling where he basically instructs the man to underdeclare or disguise some of his corporate benefits for tax purposes. Awkward. So I'm afraid he's gone like a scone, or as other wags have been saying, gone like the wind. The campfires in California. Ouch, this is serious. Thousands and thousands of houses burned to a crisp. Wildfires. About 1,000 people missing. A good number of those already identified as dead.
Oh.
And valuable properties, as you can imagine, in that part of the world, burned to a cinder. Now it turns out that Pacific Gas and Electric, the power utility there, may well have caused the fires because some of their transmission lines, badly maintained, fell to the ground, set off the fires. So all the old people who invest in PG&E shares because it's a utility which delivers regular dividends woke up to a rude shock. Share price absolutely plummeting. So I'm afraid the town of Paradise where this happened, worst hit. And the worst of it all is that PG&E issued a letter this week saying they plan to raise electricity prices in order to rebuild the infrastructure. Back to Japan for this next story. We see here that the new Japanese cabinet has a new appointment. He is the Minister for Cyber Security.
Yeah.
You know cyber security? He's a 60-year-old politician. His name is Yoshitaka Sakurada. The man made an unusual confession this week. He says that since he joined the ranks of politicians at the age of 25, he has depended exclusively on assistants. He always dictates his instructions, which she turns into letters. That's right, people. The man has never used a computer.
Oh, no.
The Minister of Cybersecurity. This is what happens in global politicians. You know, the man obviously was an important apparatchik and needed a spot on the top bench.
Sis.
Finally, Bitcoin. This time last year, the Bitcoin price was cresting $20,000 a coin.
Yep.
We were taking calls here at our investment management business. Why aren't you investing me in Bitcoin? 1 year later, this idiotic so-called fake internet funny money is trading below $4,400 a coin. You know, if you want to chase these kinds of fads, you would have been better off putting your money into a consignment of fidget spinners. So, I don't know. But fools and their money, of course, are never, hard to separate. So the kind of people who buy this sort of thing are already out there searching for the next hot things. You know, like, what is it going to be? Weed stocks or, some other kind of investment scam? What's the next one on the list? Huh?
Coffee.
Coffee.